a YouTuber that goes by the name Crowbcat has uploaded a video on YouTube criticizing Resident Evil 4 remake, and this video has caused a lot of outrage on social media. Basically, many people are calling him nostalgic, just being nitpicky, but as someone who has played both, and I love both the original and the remake, there's definitely something missing from the remake, something that I just couldn't put my finger on it. First of all, the presentation of the game is definitely a major downgrade from the original game. What I mean by this, it starts from the menu. Like the moment you open the menu in the original, it definitely was better. It was atmospheric. You are met with this eerie sound effect, and then when you actually try to start the game, you hear that voice that sets the tone for the rest of the game, that Resident Evil 4. That voice was definitely missing from the remake. In addition to that, the fonts they used in the remake is so minimalistic, clean, corporate, aesthetic-like. That's how it felt. But in the original it was stylized. Like I said, it goes beyond the menu. It goes deeper even into the game. Like when you are saving the game in the original, you have this typewriter. And in the remake it's just a normal save menu with the typewriter in the background. And the most important part to me is the documents that you find scattered throughout the game. In the original, the documents had these pictures in the background that tells a story. For example, when you pick up this Ada Wong leather, you see the lipstick on the leather, you see the paper in a paper plane shape, and in the original it's nothing, you just see a text written in a normal font, and that's about it. So this is like, it might not seem like a big deal, it definitely adds to the charm. Another valid point in the Crowbcat video that he mentioned is how Leon talks too much. I agree with this. Now, this isn't necessarily a Resident Evil 4 remake problem, this is a modern day games problem. Nowadays, the main character, the protagonist, does not shut up. They talk all the time. While it does work for some cinematic games, it definitely does not work for every single game. And Resident Evil Remake is a great example of this. The original had such an eerie atmosphere because Leon was quiet all the time. But in this one, Leon just talks either with Ashley or to himself, he just doesn't quiet down, you know? And of course, one could say that the original had a silly, cliche dialogue, but it was only in cutscenes. Outside of cutscenes, you are back to the atmosphere. If anything, cutscenes were like a break from the constant stress and horror of the original. This goes for other games as well, like God of War. I am not a big fan of the modern God of War games because of this. They are just constantly talking. Sometimes I just find it hard to pay attention to whatever they are saying to begin with. And I don't know, I just feel like I want silent protagonist back. And I don't mean like silent, like Shell from Portal or something. I just want them to be mostly silent in the gameplay, you know? I don't want to listen to them, I just want to play. Now, on to the next point that Crowbcat has mentioned is the knives. Now, this is something that I wholeheartedly support. Why did they add a block mechanic? It's supposed to be a survival horror game, and it kind of took away from the charm of one of the best one of the best NPCs, which is the Chainsaw Man. You know, in the original, the Chainsaw Man was such a threat. The moment he showed up, he struck fear into me. And most of that fear came from the fact that he could one-shot you. And the animation was gruesome. It was cruel, it was scarring as a child to see that. It was definitely cruel to say. But in this one, you don't feel this sense of stress and this sense of fear because you can just block it as long as you have a knife, which you get a lot of knives. I mean, even the first encounter with him, you already have a knife. So he's not as threatening as the original. And again, this is a valid criticism, so I don't understand why many people are saying he's just nitpicking. Because to me, that's not nitpicking. This is a great flaw in the remake. And I definitely think he's right to call that out. You know, this game is just adding yellow paint. I said white because the first game I played with the paint was Tomb Raider and they use white paint. So adding yellow paint is one thing, but downgrading the effect of fear just to make it easier is kind of not cool.
Oh, la campana. Es hora de rezar. Tenemos que irnos.
And finally, he also expressed some opinions about the voice acting, the changes in writing. Now, this one I believe it's highly opinionated. It depends. Some people might prefer this one, some people might prefer the original. So this one I don't really have an opinion on it. I definitely believe it's up to the person who is playing. Anyways, overall, everyone is allowed to enjoy whatever game there is. The thing about remake that I love about them is that the original still exists. You can always go back to it and play it whenever you like.
Resident Evil 4.